Hello, welcome to round 4. I am on the draw, but I think I'm going to keep these because I have enough lands that these cantrips will be able to hopefully find me something. Let's see. Yep, I end up keeping. So what is our opponent on? They're leading with the Thraben Inspector, so they could either be on Boros Monarch or Boros Bully. I'll lead on the island, see if I can draw into a plains. I don't see one, so I shuffle and end up grabbing the Evolving Wilds. Turn 2, they have a Windscarred Crag and play another Inspector, so I still don't really know what they're on. I'm going to grab my plains and Preordain. I'm getting a Seagate Oracle off the top. We're both kind of just cantripping and moving from there. I'm going to play out my fetch here, so that next turn I can have Prismatic Strands up. So opponent plays an aggressive Battle Screech, an early Battle Screech, so it leads me to think they probably are on Bully. And then here I see they have already 6 creatures out, so I'll definitely hold up the Prismatic Strands. Next turn I can go Sunscape Familiar into Seagate Oracle. They Faithless Looting, now we know for sure. Bidding a Prismatic Strands and an Electrickery. And then just swinging in for 6, which we will Strands. Alright. They have 3 cards in hand, so I'll go ahead and play a Faithful, trying to keep my life total high, and then play a Seagate Oracle. Seagate Oracle sees Island and Sunscape. Here, let's see. Okay, so we need to be making our land drops for sure. Taking the Sunscape was another option, but it would have been pretty risky. They decide to journey my life gain guy, and that means I can't flashback Prismatic Strands. I probably should have flashed it back in response, so it was kind of a punt. They don't have Rally though at this time, so I'm safe. I'm still taking 5 damage. Now on my turn, I'm going to be playing the Sunscape Familiar, and then playing a Seagate Oracle, and then I see a Godfarer's Faithful at the top, so I'll draw that. I can flashback Prismatic Strands to stop any rally this turn. Let's see, they're going to get in for 4. I decide not to block with the Sunscape Familiar because I don't want to have to flashback Prismatic Strands just to stop the Firebolt. But they go for a Lightning Bolt, so I am going to flash it back now. They're going for looting, and now they're out of cards. Okay, so since they're out of cards, we're in a relatively safe spot. I can Faithful and then play Muldrifter with Evoke and then Flicker, and then I can hold up Prohibit. Luckily I drew another land. So I decide to draw another card. And then play another Faithful. I think what I did there was I decided that I could just put my... Yeah, so I flickered the Sanctuary and the Plains to untap the Plains, putting the Flicker back on top so that I could play a Faithful. And then that way if I play a Prohibit, it's going to be extra 2 life. Here I probably should Prohibit this, but I don't think I'm going to. I do not. So they play Bolt. I'll Prohibit that for sure. And they're going to play Squadron Hawk and draw 3 more Hawks. Luckily they can't attack this turn. So now I have an additional Faithful. I'll be gaining 3 life per mana, and I'll just start flickering my Muldrifter to draw cards. Let's see if the replay breaks here. Alright, it seems like it's broken, which is a bummer, but we do end up winning this game. Basically, all this life gain is what's going to stop them from being able to beat us down, and they don't end up drawing into Rally of the Peasants. Let's go to game 2. Here for game two, let's see, we're on the draw. This is an okay hand, I'm going to keep it. I can get my planes and then a prohibit. They have an early relic, that's not great. I'm going to not play my Sunscape Familiar turn 2 because they have so many removal spells that can get them. And here I get to prohibit the Seeker of the Way. Especially since I have 2 prohibits, I'm hoping I can just draw into a land and then hold up prohibit along with the Sunscape Familiar. Luckily I do draw into a land, so we'll play out the Sunscape, and then I've got Dispel, Negate, and Prohibit to protect him. Here they play a Lightning Bolt, so I think the best plan here is probably to play Negate. Let's see what I do. Go for Dispel. That was probably not correct because Negate can get their Battle Screech or Journey. Maybe that's why I was keeping it up. Okay, so I end up drawing a bounce land, which is good value, but kind of slow tempo-wise. I'm going to play the Mystic Sanctuary that I draw off an Evoked Muldrifter. Still just trying to draw enough cards to make this relic not matter, and I counter their Squadron Hawk. I can't really be letting them draw 4 birds. I decide not to block. I don't want to get that guy killed. I'm going to play Faithful, and then play a bounce land and pick up the planes. I really don't want to cast my Muldrifter into an open Pyroblast. So they eat my Prohibit. They're getting in. Luckily they just have this one guy, so not too much damage is being dealt every turn. Here I can... Okay, I'll Ponder. Looking for action. See 3 lands. I decide to draw the Ash Baron so I can get an island, and then I'll just play my planes and try to cast a Muldrifter with a Negate backup. They don't have a Pyroblast, so I end up drawing 3 lands. Basically, that turn I probably should have just fetched and passed so that I could just draw non-lands. But I was thinking maybe I can get them out of my deck now, and that's fine. Still taking the 2 damage, but there's no extras. Play Godfarrow's Faithful. I can start swinging away on my own. Opponent's just getting in. I don't really see the need to block because any 1 negate will give me those 2 life back. I'm going to fetch twice to hopefully draw into some action. And then I end up drawing more lands and attacking. So we're very flooded here, but the opponent isn't really doing anything. Oh, now they do have some draw spells. They're eating my lands. Drawing some cards. So I'm still just not blocking. Basically, I'm hoping that if I can get a Deep Analysis out, I'm going to be way back in the game. Prismatic Strands is okay. We can hold it up, and then if they ever have a big attack, I can make sure that I don't get beat up. They play a Battle Screech, so I decide to negate it, keep them off of a lot of birds. It's possible that I should have just not done that and then just started blocking the birds in the air and then holding up Prismatic Strands. I really should have been holding up a negate for something like this. That's gonna kill my guys. But I have Prismatic Strands for this guy to not die this turn at least. He does have a Relic Crack activation possibly to get rid of my Prismatic Strands, but if he doesn't crack it this turn, I can just go ahead and cast it on his upkeep. I cast a Prismatic Strands in response to the Relic, and the opponent doesn't do anything. But I'm still just drawing dead. Attacking for 2 a turn, and then playing my lands. He goes for the bolt on my Muldrifter, and I basically have to save him. Save the Muldrifter with my Strands. And then I just immediately flash it back so that he can't eat it with the Relic. Pyroblast does kill my Muldrifter. And now it's gone. And I have a Prohibit, but I don't have anything to prohibit. We're really still just looking for a non-land here. Definitely will cast a Prohibit on the Squadron Hawk. But he has a Pyroblast, and now he's starting to gain value and get kind of ahead of me. He's eating my Prohibit, and I really, really, really need to draw a non-land, because now he has 4 birds in the air. Plus the Battle Screech. So 3 birds and then 2 tokens. I can't block here. I end up just drawing an island and passing. So now I'm completely dead to a rally. I have to block. I'm pressed into that. He doesn't have a rally, but I don't really have anything to do. I Nature Chant the Relic. At least get that off the table. He's got 5 damage in the air. And he journeys my Sunscape. At this point, I would say that journeying the Sunscape is probably a bad idea because I already have enough mana that the Sunscape's not helping that much. But he draws into a Relic or a Rally of the Peasants and kills me there. So it's a bit of a non-game from my side, really from both. Okay, so we're going to definitely keep this. We got 3 lands. We got our White Source. We got cantrips. Good to go. We're gonna get the Mystic Sanctuary out and then ponder. I see a bunch of stuff that I want, but I'm just gonna keep the Sunscape Familiar and then fetch at Plains. Turn 2, they don't do anything, which is good. We definitely are glad to be ahead there. So here, the options are play the Seagate Oracle or play Sunscape Familiar with no protection or just start cantripping. I decided to play the Seagate Oracle. If he Pyroblasted, it's okay, not great, but he didn't do anything on his turn anyway. And I see Godfrey's Faithful and an island, but I think I need to just take the island. Okay, took the Faithful. Looks like the reasoning there for the Faithful was I have 2 cantrips anyway, so at least next turn I can go Faithful, gain 2 life, look for a land that way. So right now he's kind of digging for lands, it looks like, playing looting, and then just draws into a Squadron Hawk. I don't draw into anything. I got a Nature's Chant for the Relic that might come up, and then we'll cast Ponder first. So I see a land. I'm just going to go ahead and bin these 2 and draw the Evolving Wilds, and then crack it right away, and then go ahead and play my Preordain. I see Negate Prohibit, so I'll definitely keep those because these allow me to start playing out my Sunscape Familiars. Doesn't really matter which one I keep. Cast the Secret away. So now I'm under a bit of pressure, but I have my Sunscape Familiar and I have some counterspell backup. So I don't know what I did. I think I fetched and didn't end up keeping both of them. So he goes for a Lightning Bolt on my Sunscape, but I'll Ghostly Flicker to save him. I decide to block here. He casts Remosian Rally, which would make this into a 4/4. So I'm actually going to negate it. It was probably safer just to not negate it, and then on my turn I can maybe just play Sunscape Familiar out, and then the next turn cast some Muldrifters, but I kind of want to keep my life gain alive, so we end up playing the negate. Let's see if the replay comes back. Alright, it doesn't. So essentially in this game what ends up happening is that they are kind of stuck on these 3 lands, and I noticed they just keep holding up this mountain, so I basically just play out my Sunscape Familiar and wait until I draw a second Muldrifter. I evoke my first Muldrifter and they Pyroblast it, and then I evoke my second Muldrifter. They have no reaction because they're tapped out, and I draw into a Ghostly Flicker and win the game from there. See you next round.